Hey everybody, you are watching Two Sides of the Pitch podcast. I'm Colin, joined by my wonderful, beautiful co-host.
Oh, stop it. It's Jamie. How you guys doing?
Hopefully everybody out there is good. It's game day. Who's not good on a Spurs match day? And don't we have a guest coming on today? I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen him yet.
I'm sure he's knocking on a door somewhere.
Yep. I don't know. He should be here soon. Speak of the devil and they will appear. Hello? Yeah. Yes, we were just talking about you, man. You're running a minute or two late, but we got you. We'll bring you right in. This guy, everybody, it's AJ.
AJ.
Hey guys. What an intro, although I'm not sure the devil is quiet at, but what the hell?
Hey, you're definitely no angel. No, I'm just kidding. Maybe the A in AJ stands for angel. Who knows? Maybe that is your name. But AJ, welcome in, my man. How are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm good. Spurs day today, so yeah, absolutely buzzing. Can't wait for the match tonight. Set things straight, get back on track. Yeah, all good.
Boom. Love it. I'm feeling that exact same optimism. Jamie, what about you? You excited? You ready?
Yeah, to get over a defeat, you need another game as soon as possible. So excited, and it's a cup game. So
and they're coming thick and fast after this too. I mean, you know, a lot of matches coming up in a fairly short span of time, which is always exciting as a fan.
Loads.
Yeah, exciting stuff.
I'm just sending a link because someone else wants to join.
Oh, cool. Hopefully they're not an Arsenal fan. Just kidding. We've got an Arsenal fan in the chat. Let me get through the chat real quick, and then I'll say hello to our sponsors. We got to do that too. But Shimtan's in the house saying hello, Mr. Junior Intern Colin. Hope you're well today. Hope you're good, Shimtan. Good to see you, buddy. The boss man has got his show at 4 p.m. today, his predictions results show. So everybody, I'll plug that a million times today just because. But yeah, so everybody, welcome in. Shemtan, we've got Daniel Coy saying big up to you, Daniel. I hope you're well, buddy. It was nice having you on the other day. We got Luca Talks Ball. What's up, Luca? Good to have you here, man. He's saying he's going live later. Everybody, if you want to tune into that, you can do that by clicking on him. And then Shimtan also says hello, co-host Jamie and Mr. AJ.
Hello.
Hope you're both well. Look at that. He's all inclusive, Shimtan. He gets everybody involved. But yeah, no, we're great. We're great.
Annoyed
We hope you are too.
My name's not first at the beginning, so I find I'll let it go.
You told. We'll have to talk about that after the show. I'm feeling a little froggy. I was telling them before the show I'm on my second drink for the day because it's 8:10 in the morning. While it's about 2 in the afternoon for you guys, it's about 8 a.m. here.
10 here.
So I'm still wiping the sleep out of my eyes and getting everything ready. But it's Spurs game day. How could you not be excited? So yeah. You guys, we got to get this out of the way. I hate to stop and break things up. I should have done that at the beginning, but guys, we are sponsored graciously by Alloy Collectors. You can find their website right there, uk.alloycollectors.com, where you can find yourself these awesome metal collectible kits. Here is kind of what they look like. There's the Van de Ven one that we put together. We chose Van de Ven as he's kind of our favorite player. But that's what they look like on front and the back. They've got them for many, many different teams. I actually have a little video somewhere. There we go. Right there. Look at all those different ones you can choose from. So everybody, that's uk.alloycollectors.com. With the code 2sides, you get 15% off. Make great gifts. They look good on the desk. You take them to work. Show everybody at work who you support. Leave them on your desk at home. Put them anywhere around the house. Great Christmas gifts, and you get a nice little discount code there. So everybody, check that out if you haven't yet. And with that out of the way, do you want to just jump straight into the match today?
Let's get out of the way.
Awesome blossom. So for everyone that doesn't know, we've got a cup game today. And I'm sure there's not a single soul out there watching this that doesn't know. But you guys will remember last year, a cup exit that we had fairly early on in the season, and not many people were happy about it. Of course, we're talking the loss to Fulham. Do you think Ange is going to be looking to make things right today to kind of right that wrong?
He's going to definitely change things up a little bit. I don't think he's going to go full strength, but he's going to have some of the youngsters in. But we should get a result today.
Ooh, is there your phone? I did. Hello. Yeah, sure thing. We'll let United fans on the show today, no problem. Yeah, we'll get you right in, Robbo. Look who we've got, everybody. This son of a gun. What's up, Robbo?
Hey guys, how we doing? All right?
Doing
Not
good,
bad,
man.
How are you?
Yeah, good thanks. Yeah. Sorry, I'm a bit late, but how are we all doing? Are we all ready for the game tonight?
Buzzing, as they say. Yeah,
You guys had a great result yesterday. Was it 7-0?
Yeah, 7-0 in the end. We'll take that. I mean, it is Barnsley, but you still got to beat these teams that we've got to put in front of you. He's put a decent side out, scored goals, builds confidence. Rashford looked good, looked positive, looked like he had a lot of confidence in himself. Minutes for Agate, so he's got some minutes under his belt. Anthony scored a penalty, bit of confidence for himself as well. So these games are sort of good to sort of move the team forward now a little bit. So ready for Palace on Saturday, and then hopefully they can take that confidence and go into that with a bit more belief than I would have had, say, last week, because Palace away is a dodgy game. I'm a bit more confident now because we've got a bit of free-flowing stuff going on, a bit of confidence going in the team.
And you also got to think Palace are not in best of forms as well. So
No, exactly.
They're there for the taking. Yeah.
Good time to
hopefully, fingers crossed. But from what I saw of the game yesterday, they looked positive. They looked like they were, professional, wanted to get the job done, get it done as quickly as it can, and just play with freedom, and hopefully they can take that into Saturday and the games moving forward. But how do we feel about tonight? I would like Coventry away. I know from last season's experience, with the FA Cup semi-final, they nearly had us, so it could prove to be a difficult game. How do you feel? How do you guys feel about it?
We were hoping maybe you could. Yeah, AJ.
Say sorry. What? No. The thing is, Coventry aren't mugs. They know what they're doing. They're not going to roll over. And as you find for the most part with teams from the Championship, League One, when they come up against the Premier League team, they give it a go because that's everything to them, right? The elite, the top stars of the Premier League tend to take certain games for granted. These smaller clubs don't. The clubs in the lower league don't. It means everything for them to progress. The money that they get, while it's insignificant to us, it's massive for them. And it's pride. It's pride. You're against a team of Premier League superstars and you knock them down, you knock them off their perch. That's a massive feather in the cap. That makes you feel so good. So they're a potential banana skin. We can't take them too lightly. But realistically, we should be beating them, and we should be beating them comfortably. And if we beat them 3-4, 5-0, you'll still get but it's only Coventry. But you can only play the team in front of you. If you play the team in front of you and you win, that's good enough. If you win convincingly, that's even better, right? You can't change your opponents.
Yeah.
What you can affect is the performance. So let's put in a good performance. Let's get the result. Let's take a 3-4-0 and job's done, move on to the next.
I was going to say, it's also like we're guaranteed to have pretty much most of the possession, aren't we? So it's about putting those chances away. That's what we need to focus on today.
100%.
Yeah.
And I was hoping that maybe Robbo would have some insight since they played them last season, on the team.
So
they were tough. It was a tough match for you guys, wasn't it?
Well, I'll tell you a funny story about it. So I was watching the semi-final in the pub last year, and Man United went 3-0 up, and it was a nice sunny day outside. So I said to my wife, I was like, right, let's go for a nice walk now. And she's like, oh, you don't want to watch the rest of the game? I was like, no, we're 3-0 up. I was like, not even Man United can mess it up from here. And then we went for a walk, and it pinged on my phone, said it went 3-1, then 3-2, and then 3-all. And I was absolutely devastated of the ridicule, the stick I would have got. We found a pub, and then we went back to a different pub and watched a penalty shootout. And I've never ever been so relieved. From what I saw of the highlights moving forwards, they just went for it. They were 3-0 down. They just thought, right, we just need to have a go, because what else? Like, it's a semi-final of an FA Cup. So I think that's something Spurs have got to be a little bit wary of, is, like AJ just said, these teams are going to go for it. They want to write their names into folklore, to history, of being in the side that knocked a big gun like Tottenham out of the Carabao Cup, and puts themselves in shop windows for potential moves and things like that. So they're going to be bang up for it. So Tottenham are going to need to make sure that they put their chances away, go for it, and win the game. Like Man United last night. Like AJ said, you can only beat what's in front of you. We played Barnsley. We did our jobs. We did it well. Tottenham have got to do exactly the same. Coventry will go for it. Yes, I think they're struggling in the Championship, and I think they're around about 14th in the Championship. But a one-off game in a cup, anything can happen. As it proved last season with Man United in the cup, we so nearly blew it. So you've got to be wary of them thinking, right, they've got nothing to lose. They're just going to go for it. They're at home. They're going to have the crowd behind them. They're going to go for it. So it's going to be tough. I think Tottenham will do it, but Tottenham have got to put a decent side out to give Coventry respect.
Absolutely, 100%, and I think we will, and we'll get to that question for sure. One thing you're right though, like Coventry have nothing to lose, whereas Spurs have so much to lose. Daniel's comment right here kind of highlights it. He says he fully admits if we lose tonight, he's done with Ange, I'm presuming. So whereas Coventry's got nothing. It is. Oh, absolutely. Coventry's got nothing to lose. We've got a lot to lose. And so they'll be looking to capitalize on that pressure, that's on all of our boys, and they'll go out there with no pressure on themselves. And it'll definitely be, I think, a closer match than a lot of people think.
Exactly, and also with Ange at the end of the Arsenal game, when he's like, he was saying things like, I always win trophies in my second season. This is a trophy that Tottenham should be putting themselves forward to try and win. If they don't perform tonight and go out, he is in for it. He is going to be in for a lot of stick. If you make comments like that, your team have got to back you up. Your team have got to perform for you. So I do fear if the worst happens to Tottenham tonight, I do fear the backlash he's going to get after those comments. I get the confidence, but you've got to be confident in your team that they'll back you up and perform in the next game in the cup. That's well in Tottenham's reach of winning it.
Yeah, I was going to say as well, like, Sean Dyche is under extreme pressure because obviously they lost again yesterday on penalties. It feels like Ange is on more pressure than him because obviously we're a bigger club. Does that make sense? Because everyone's going to be looking at Ange and Sean Dyche. Apparently they've still got confidence in him, which is good. But yeah, I feel like Ange is probably under more pressure because obviously Tottenham, the history of the club. We're a cup team, but we're not doing that well in the cup, if that makes sense.
No. The expectations are higher on a club like Tottenham.
Yeah. Sorry, AJ, what are you saying?
For me, when it comes to the losses, nobody wants their club to lose, right?
No.
But if you look at you've got to apply some context to the losses. Now, last season and the season before, we went to Newcastle, we got slapped up, we got embarrassed, we got our pants pulled down, we got humiliated. This season, we went there and we lost by a goal. And, it was a goal that it was against the run of play, but their striker got through, finished the chance. It happens, right? We went against Arsenal, a team that, by all accounts, are well ahead of us. They're continually challenging for the Premier League. They're up there. They've got one of the best squads in the league, probably second only to City. And we keep getting told how we're not on their level, they're far better than us. Why are we even trying to pretend that we can compete? They scored a single solitary goal from a set piece against us. The game finished 1-0. You have to apply context, right? Losing is not good. If we had lost 4-0 to Newcastle and 3 or 4-0 to Arsenal, I'd be livid. I'd be absolutely raging. I'd be like, this manager is a joke. What's he doing? But the games are close. They are close. There is one goal in them. And they're teams that realistically, given recent form, and where they currently are should be beating us. Maybe not necessarily Newcastle, but that's going on what they've done to us previously at theirs. But Arsenal should be beating us, right? By if you're being fair, if you're comparing them fairly, but there's been one goal in it. So you have to take into account the manner of the loss. Tonight, however, any loss is unacceptable. You're playing lower competition, right? They're at a lower level, and off the back of two defeats, you need to set a precedent. You need to put a marker down and say, right, this is it. This is where we're starting from. We're getting the victory. Brush them aside. Move on. Get back to the Premier League. Get back to winning ways. Any defeat, I don't care. Even anything other than a convincing win for me. And I completely understand if there are even more people on Ange's back, because you can only go on what you're seeing. And if your team is getting knocked out of the cup competition against
I'm back again.
lower opposition, especially after two losses in the Premier League, I get it. I understand.
I was going to say though, AJ, what would make you to the point where you're Ange out if he loses today and then on Saturday? Would you be at that point, breaking point?
I think I don't really ever like to say I'm a manager in or out. Before Conte came, when Conte came to the club, I didn't want Conte because I'd seen what he had been like at other clubs. Mourinho, seen what he had been like, and I didn't want that character at my club because Tottenham aren't a win now club. We don't. Like, you look at us under Redknapp, we were building. Under Pochettino, we were building. We're not a win now club. We don't buy win now players. You can't have a manager that's win now and not give him the tools he needs. So I didn't want them there anyway because of their character, and especially how they go about their job. They were never going to be given the tools to do that job anyway. I didn't want them here, but I wasn't get rid of them, sack them, they're rubbish, get rid of them. They were our manager. So let the manager do his job until the point where his job becomes untenable. Otherwise, all you end up with is rinse and repeat. Manager comes in, doesn't get where you want to get. 16 to 18 months later, you get rid of him, sack the backroom staff, get rid of the players, get a new manager in, rinse and repeat. Doesn't get where you want. And it's just that model does not work. It doesn't work anywhere in world football. Maybe on the odd occasion, a manager's come in and in the first season won a trophy. But if you look through the history of football, not just the Premier League, because there are other leagues that matter, you look through the history of football, and the managers that are successful, for the main part, are the managers that instill their philosophy throughout the club, are at the club long enough to build and evolve and get everyone up to the same level and push on. You look at Arteta's doing it. He's not really won anything other than the FA Cup in his first season, but he's there or thereabouts. You look at Klopp. Klopp was successful. Did they have Klopp for a year or 2 years? No. Look at Pep. The managers that are successful are the managers that are given time and backed so that they can build.
No, I agree.
Absolutely.
Robert, it's about the same for you. So if Man United lost yesterday and then they lose this weekend, would you be Ten Hag out?
Not necessarily Ten Hag out, but it would like, if you had like a meter thing, it would sway me that way because, you know, we at the moment, Man United, as annoying as it is, we are a cup club now at the moment. Yeah, the league last year was a total write-off, so we are a cup team. So it would annoy me because these trophies, I know people say Mickey Mouse Cup when it comes to League Cup, but at the end of the day, they are major trophies which go on your honours list, which, you know, go a long way. So yeah, it would have really annoyed me last night if we had gone out and then lost at the weekend. It's like, okay, right, we've taken a step forward and then, you know, 2 steps back, sort of thing. So yes, it would have swayed me, but you sometimes knee-jerk reactions aren't the best. So it's you have to sort of wait and just to see how a few more weeks progress, and then, you know, maybe the next international break, see where you're sat in. But like I said, really like 4 or 5 weeks into it. So, but yeah, but I remember like going back a few years ago, I think when Solskjaer was in charge, we lost a couple of games in a row, and then I think we were playing Tranmere away in the FA Cup, and he played like the absolute full strength side because he knew they could not afford to go out of the cup because of the ridicule and the abuse and the stick they would have got from the media and the fans. So he put the full strength side out, and they went out one. I think it was like 4-5-0 because he knew they could not afford to lose to Tranmere. And I think the same last night with Ten Hag, it was like we cannot afford to lose this game, and hopefully Ange will be the same tonight. Is we can't afford to lose this game for what's been said about him. We can't afford to lose it.
So do you think Ange needs to play full strength today then?
I think he's got to go as full strength as he can. Maybe leave the odd couple of players out, like Ten Hag did last night. You know, it wasn't full strength as per se, but there was a lot of strength in the team. You had Casemiro, Rashford, Garnacho, Ugarte started, Ericsson, Dalot. You know what I mean? So there was a lot of strength in that team. It wasn't full strength. Obviously, Fernandes was on the bench, and I think Ange will do pretty much the same tonight because hopefully he'll know the importance of not going out tonight. He'll know the importance of going through. So I think he'll go relatively full strength. If I was him, I would anyway.
Oh, I would too, definitely. And I was going to ask, do you guys think he learned from last season? You know, who knows what he was told by his employer about the cup game and how much importance to give it. We don't really know those conversations that go on behind the scenes. But yeah, do you think he's learned from last season's early cup exit to Fulham that we can't get away with chopping and changing the entire squad? I agree that there needs to be some changes, and I have down there at the bottom a little banner. How close to full strength are you expecting as far as squad selection goes? I personally, this is one for me that I don't ever really understand changing the keepers around. I think we absolutely need to have Vicario in as keeper today. I don't know if you guys agree, but keepers get injured. So, God, as soon as I say this, he's going to get an injury because that's just how the cruel world works. But keepers are so rarely injured. They're not really putting themselves about too much. It's not like he's going to pull a hamstring or something, making a sprint at the, 89th minute. I don't know. I just think that keepers, you need consistency with your keeper. And I think that, obviously we've got, some backup keepers, but I think Vicario, especially with the fact that he hasn't looked as good this season to me as he did last season, I think he needs to get some more matches under his belt. But AJ, how close to full strength are you expecting tonight?
I'm worried. I've read a couple of things on different formats that there could be wholesale changes, and I don't think that's the way to go. You want a team for the most part that is used to. Let's be honest. The performances Spurs have put out in the Premier League haven't been great. They haven't, but they are a team that's used to playing with each other, right? They're used to playing week in, week out with each other. I would make 3 changes. I would go for the main squad, but I would make 3 changes. Romero would come out. I think he needs a chance to sit on the bench and think about, actually, do I want to work for this club? Do I want to put the effort in? Do I want to contribute? Or am I just waiting until Real Madrid come knocking? Son needs to sit on the bench because his performances just have not been good enough. But lo and behold, he'll play, he'll score a goal, and then we'll get everyone said he was washed. Oh, he's great. But then he will go back to the Premier League and he'll be missing for 3, 4, 5 games again. And Maddison needs a rest because for whatever reason, he's just not doing it. He isn't. He is in that game to affect it positively in the final third, find his men, score. His dead balls have been absolutely atrocious. He can't beat the first man, or if he does beat the first man, he's overhitting it and whipping the ball out. That's not acceptable for a player that everybody says should be in the England squad, for a player that's highly touted as one of the best attacking midfielders that England have. You need to play at the top of your game, at the best of your ability every game. Because if you don't, there are players on the bench waiting. And Ange needs to show certain players that they don't just get a bye. They don't get to play regardless. They don't get to turn up and their place is guaranteed. Yeah, there are hungry players that are on that bench that deserve a chance. I'd give it to them, but you've got to be smart at how you do it.
I was going to say as well, Maddison wasn't cheap, was he? Because he was like 50 mil. And
exactly.
Do you think he's not performing because it's the the way we're set up, or it's too quick for him?
I
don't
think
think
I
that.
think I think how we set up stifles his play. If you've got if you're a creative player, right? This is. I used to play defensive, yeah, but I'm talking about what I witnessed through friends of mine that have played and watching football for most of my life since I can remember. As an attacking player, you are going to draw the attention of the opposition. If you're
Mm.
an attacking player and they know you're a threat, you are going to draw their attention, whether it's from the midfield, whether it's also the defense, right? But everyone is going to be aware that you are the danger man. So you're going to get attention anyway. You're going to be marked. However, the opposition choose to mark you is up to them. If you have then got a system which inverts two fullbacks and puts them into the same area of the pitch in which you operate, not only have you got the issue when you're having to find space and deal with the people that are going to be marking you and paying attention to you,
Yeah.
you've then got even more defence, more players drawn towards you because the two players that are up trying to help you have actually brought more players into, and that whole area of the pitch is just going to get absolutely saturated. You're not going to be able to create. So yes, I do agree, and I do subscribe to the he's having his game affected by the formation, but he still needs to deliver on what he can do. Long range shots, start having them, whipping the balls into the box, taking corners. Look at the way Arsenal take their corners, City take their corners. They're
Yeah.
flat, they're low, they're in, they're pacey. They cause the goalkeeper and the defenders nightmares. What do? We either smack them out the other side, hit the first man, or they're looped in the air for whoever just to come up and go, there you go, I'll take that, I've got my hands on it. It's ridiculous. It all across the board. But if you're a good player, I subscribe to that. If you are a good player, a truly good player, you will find the space, you will find the time. And if he's not finding it, why is he not finding it? You know, he should be. He operates really well out in that left channel from the left, sweeping into the middle. We rarely see that from him. We rarely see it. He's not affecting the game positively enough for the position he plays, for the money we pay for him. He needs to sit on the bench, fuck his ideas up, and get right mentally because I think he's mentally weak as well. You see it game in, game out. He's really easily
People can get
rattled,
under his
really
skin. Yeah, yeah.
100%. And you don't want that. You can throw him off his game so easily, and that's not good. You want people who are strong mentally. That's the best players are the players that will just win a mentality, go out there, crush the opposition, don't play any games, just go out and do your job. And he's not one of them.
I think that's the good thing I liked about like Christian Eriksen because obviously he's at United. He would whip the ball in always for like a corner. Madison always needs to do like a short ball. I think that's something that we're missing because even now Eriksen still does it, doesn't he? He whacks it in. And he does it to the far post. Yeah.
But that has to be coached, I think, to a certain degree. I don't think that's all Madison's decision making. I think a certain amount of that is what he's being instructed to do. Wouldn't you say?
Maybe, or it could be a confidence thing because we haven't got really big players in the box. Like United, their defenders are like what over 6 foot or something.
Yeah.
Romero,
Yeah.
I think so. They got more chance. Look at De Ligt. He scored from a header the other day. Can't remember the last time Spurs when they scored from like a set piece like that.
It's true. It's true. Real quick, I just wanted to say hi to a couple people. We've got lots of people in the house actually today. We got Nicholas Collison. I don't see him every day. What's up, Nick? Hope you're good, buddy. Game day, baby. Hope you're excited. I'm excited. Ben Kaufman is here. And Ben Kaufman is not a happy clapper today, and that is okay. You definitely don't have to be at all. And he's got some constructive criticisms here, and I'll get those read out for sure. In fact, right now he's saying we do have a win now manager. In his own words, I always win in my second season. We need a project manager, and I think that was slightly taken out of context. Maybe Jamie, do you agree that because he kind of clarified in that second interview, he was talking about up until now he's always won in his second season. So that's technically not.
Because from the press conference that we watched.
Yeah.
He said he wasn't lying. He goes, "What do you want me to lie?" So he goes, "I do win in my second season. What do you want me to say?" Which is not a lie. So,
but I do get it, and I think that he was kind of annoyed, and I do think that his answer was sort of out of annoyance. You could tell by the tone of his voice. And the look on his face.
played with the media a little bit because I think up in Celtic or like Scotland, it's not as bad here. Is that they kind of want you to fail because it's a story for them, isn't it?
Yeah,
So,
yeah, definitely is.
Just to interject, guys. I've got to go back to work, so thanks for having me on again. I'm going to plug myself to anybody watching. Follow me on TikTok. I've started putting YouTube videos on now, so it's Robbo Reacts. Feel free to have a look at them. Follow me on there, and then I'll see you guys soon. Hopefully, Tottenham win for you guys later on. I'll be watching the rest of this later on. I'll be watching the game tonight. So come on, the Spurs. Let's go.
Cheers, Robbo. Thank you so much.
Robbo.
Right.
Cheers,
guys. Bye-bye.
See you, boss.
Yeah.
And everybody, that is
He's
Rob.
nice.
Yeah, he's a good person, man. He's a good dude. Robbo Reacts. We'll get that thrown up in a link at the end.
He's all right. I mean, he supports United, so let's not get carried away.
And he chose him too. He's not even from Manchester, but that's okay. That's okay.
And they're a cup team now. They're not like a league team like they used to be. So
and he said in his own words he used to be a glory hunter. He was a glory hunter.
Has a go at us. I'm like, well, no, we'll clip it back.
Yeah, exactly. Big love, Robbo. So we've got Coach's Corner in the house saying big up, and Coach's Corner was asking, was it Coach's Corner? Somebody asked if we were happy clapping tonight, and I said, oh, it was actually Edward. Big up, Edward. Edward says Doomsday fans or happy clapper fans. I'm clapping my ass off, like personally, but that's only because it's kind of one of those if you don't laugh you'll cry kind of deals. I gotta stay positive or else I don't know, things just get, you got to keep positive for as long as you can. Some people can stay positive longer than others, as evidenced by the range of comments that we have in here. But that's good.
I think at the end of the day, though, we're all sports Spurs. We just want the best for them, but we all have our own opinions. People don't like it, people do.
Yeah. Who else we got that I haven't said hi to yet? Destiny 5 saying Son needs a rest. A lot of people would agree with you, including Spurs bench. My man Johnny Bethnal Green saying Son needs bed rest for 2 weeks. He hasn't looked himself, right? How much of that's due to bad form? How much of that's due to his age catching up with him? I'm sure we might get to that. We've also got who else? Anybody else I've missed? We said hi to Daniel. We've said hi. We got Nick Roundtable Talk, who was agreeing that it was massively taken out of context, the win in the second season thing. Big up. And then, I want to. Ronnie says, and Ronnie's in the house. Big up, Ronnie. He says that Forster, Spence, Radu, Davis, Gray, Bergvall, Werner, and Moore all going to start. If you just take Forster off that list, I'd feel a hell of a lot better about it. I don't know about you guys. So this wasn't one of the questions I had planned on asking. Excuse me. Don't drink 2 energy drinks right before the show. It gives you the burps. But guys, do you have confidence in Forster? If we were to put Forster in for this match, would you automatically be a lot more worried? Because I sure would. And I don't know
If you
about
saw
you
him against Fulham, how slow he dived, especially the
I'd be terrified. I'd be terrified to see him play.
We would have to win in 90 minutes.
He goes down in installments, and I've seen trees fall quicker than him. Absolutely not.
I think I could have I've never really been a very good goalkeeper, but I think I could have done a better job in that penalty shootout than he did against Fulham. No offense to the man. He's in his own right and in his own time and at his peak, he was a good keeper. Messi had great things to say about him after the time where they faced each other. I think that who was he playing for at the time? It might have been Celtic. But Messi had great things to say about him. Panhands Forster himself, but yeah, he's just past it now. I would almost rather see Austin get played.
Yeah, I think the problem that Spurs made this year, we needed to sign like a proper backup keeper that's actually going to fight with Vicario. Like to me personally, he was available. We might not have got him, and probably people won't agree with it. De Gea was available. At least he can give him some kind of game time, and he's still got it. He's doing it in a Spanish league. The Spanish league, yeah, Spanish league, yeah. So I don't know. Maybe that's just my opinion.
What do you think about that, AJ? Do you think we should have gotten a better backup keeper, or do you think Austin's good enough for what we need? I honestly don't think you need to chop and change keepers that much. I know what Jamie's saying. Get some competition in for the times when Vicario's not playing well. I don't know. Was that a position that we missed out on this summer? You think, AJ?
Forster's just not good enough. He really isn't. He
No.
wasn't good enough 2, 3 seasons ago. I think it's an area that we should have improved. We've got some good young keepers, right? We've got some very good young keepers. Gunther especially, I think is quality. Such a good young keeper, but they're too young to be. I just, yeah, I think it's an area that because everyone was concerned with a left back and a left sided centre half and a striker and a creative player. It's a position that kind of went under the radar, but it's a position that if Vicario has got his own problems, like let's get that right. He's not great from set pieces.
Punches the ball
Corners
instead of catching
especially.
it. Doesn't take
Corners,
control of the area.
he looks like a scared child. A scared child. When the ball's coming in, he looks absolutely petrified. But on the whole, he's a very good, reliable keeper, right? But
Yeah.
if he gets injured, we're screwed. Who do we have? Does anybody feel comfortable with Forster being the backup keeper, playing 7, 8 games? If anything happens to Vicario and Forster had to come in, does anyone feel comfortable with that? Because
Right.
that terrifies me.
And we've got David Clark in the house from Leicester. Big up, David Clark. He's saying Forster's a decent keeper just because, in your opinion, he went down slowly for one shot is a ridiculous stat on his ability. And David, absolutely, man. And also everybody's entitled to an opinion. I don't think yours is wrong necessarily, but I'll phrase that question that AJ just asked to you too, David. Would you be okay with him, playing a big chunk of games this season if Vicario were to get injured? I'm not sure I would. And Jamie, what about you? I mean, would you?
No, like because you got to have a confidence back four, and with Forster, if he's in goal, I've literally got no confidence because he's going to get beaten from the long shots as well. Everyone's going to shoot because he's not as quick as he used to be.
Yeah, absolutely not. No, a funny message from Ben. Ben said, "Where did it go? If we play Forster, it's only to get a WD-40 sponsorship." I love it. Big up, Ben Kaufman from the Coffee Company. Ben, throw your link in there, buddy. You're a mod. Throw your link on in, bud. We'll pull it up. And then we've also got Tweak in the house, which I don't know if I've ever seen you Tweak, but I love your thumbnail, your picture. I love the name, South Park reference. Tweak is the coffee kid on South Park. His parents own a coffee shop, and he's always tweaked out on coffee, caffeine. I like that. It rings home with me, the energy drink guy. We need to get a Rockstar energy drink sponsorship, by the way. So Jamie, get on that.
Oh no, the energy drinks is all on you, man. I don't drink them. But
you're our sponsorship guy. But anyway, we'll get to that later. But Tweak says if we go to penalties, bring on Luka Gunter, the lad's mustard. See, I don't know anything about him, but you did just mention his name, AJ, so that's why. Well, not the only reason why I brought this up, but a reason why I brought this up.
He is a very good young keeper. And I just want to address something David Clark said. Yes, I have watched him to play. I wouldn't speak about him and talk about him and tell you how good he is if I had never watched him play. And yes, his distribution isn't the best, but he's still young. He's still learning. These are the things that we can improve through training. But reaction saves, his agility, his actual ability as a goalkeeper is there. He is a good, reliable, very, very good young keeper. The rest of it, his distribution, his passing, the things that can be worked on, and getting him in around the right setup, the right system, and spending time working that. But the main crux of his ability, the agility, his reaction saves, his shot stopping ability, all very good. So yes, he is a quality keeper.
I was going to say though, is Gunter the under 21s or is it the 18s? Keely's one of them, isn't he? Is he the under 21s or 18?
Keely is the one that's out. Who's he on loan to? Who's he on loan to?
Google I think, tell me.
Oh, who's he on loan to? He's on loan. He's on loan. He played last night.
Leighton Orient. Leighton Orient, it says, right?
Yeah, and they played last night, didn't they? They took a 1-0 lead and then they lost. But Gunter's the younger keeper.
Gotcha.
So he's the under. Was it 17s, 18s, isn't it? Yeah. I think it was. I think I
I think
remember
it
seeing
is.
him. I don't remember who he was. I couldn't mention which
Under
one.
under 18s, if I'm not mistaken, but I'll look that up in a second as well,
Yeah.
just so that we're not giving out info that is not factual. David Clark says that though, to answer my question, he would take he would take Forster in comparison to the young keepers that we have at the club. Hey man, there might be some merit in that. We don't have a great backup keeper, I think, is what we can all take from this. We could probably do better in the backup keeper department, but there are other areas that were deemed more important and that were more important, and those were the ones that we worked on in the summer transfer window. So maybe that's something that'll come.
Well,
But
you
yeah,
can't
we've
do a
got.
whole rebuild with the space of like 2-3 windows, is it? You need. He's been given a 4-year contract for a reason. So.
And I hope to God we finally see a manager see
I know,
out their
because
entire
we all
contract.
thought that he was going to have a 2-year contract, but when Michael Bridge said no, it's a 4-year deal, I think he was even surprised. So clearly they've got some kind of faith in him.
Yeah. And guys, we've got a couple more people that have just jumped in. Just a Harmless Potatoes in the house. Channel member. What's up, Mr. Potato? He says good morning / afternoon / evening to all. And thank you for that. That's very inclusive of you because, yes, we have people viewing from all over. For me, it's morning. For the English boys, it's afternoon. And for the Aussies, it is nighttime. So just a Harmless Potato. Big up on you for being so inclusive. Glad to have you here. We've got The Right Show. Who is letting us know that it was Leighton Orient that Keeley's at. Thank you, sir. And Simply Ace is in the building. He says if Ben Forster and Ben Davies play, the Bens play Coventry, and with the way we play, we are in massive trouble. Ben Davies struggles against any opposition as he will be targeted. Just his opinion. And I mean, what do you guys think about that? I'd wondered because we do kind of need to. We can't play Destiny every match. He is still sort of playing himself up into fitness, though. You can tell that he's not match sharp, fully, match sharp. And so I could see the argument for playing him, but I could see the argument for resting him. And if we do, it could be Ben Davies.
I don't think he's going to play both, like centre backs. He's got to play one with Van der Ven or one with Romero. I don't think he'll take both out because that's just a crazy move. So if anyone's going to get a shout, it's either going to be Radu or Ben that's going to start, and Romero and Van der Ven will partner him. But if you play both of them, yeah, I'm not going to be confident when I see the lineup later on. But I'm a positive Spurs fan, so you never know.
Exactly. Yeah. And David, again, big up David. I really do appreciate you. David, we don't always agree on things, but I do love your opinions and your points. And he's pointing out that Gunter was in goal for the U21's defeat last night in the U21's European Cup. So, he's obviously got his deficiencies as well. So, yeah, we just don't really have a great option.
The under-21s, they haven't been performing since Mikey Moore and Lancashire haven't been, have they?
I know we took their two best players off of them,
yeah.
Yep. Wayne Bonner too is in the house. Big up Wayne Bonner. He says Forster, no thanks. His reactions aren't quick enough. We need to bring a decent backup for Vicario. We all agree with you here, I think, Wayne. Glad to have you in the house, Mr. Bonner, as always. And then another name I've never seen, Joseph Tyler. What's up, Joseph? He says, if Ben Davies plays in Coventry, Sakamoto will cause him all sorts of problems. And see, that's a problem that I've got, that I don't know enough about this Coventry team this season. Obviously, we know they had that great cup run last season. But, I do know that they're not doing super great in the league at this moment, which does give me some hope, that maybe they're not as strong of a team as I'm fearing. Let me pull their record up here. But yeah, and while I do that, I'll throw up another quick banner. I think we can all agree we're going to see Solanke tonight. Would you guys agree with that?
Absolutely.
I'm surprised. Yeah.
So what are you looking to see from him up front? Obviously goals, of course, goals. Duh. So, seems kind of like a silly question as I read it back now, but other than goals, I mean, we need him to be able to link up play. We need him to get others involved, to be in the right spaces. Are you expecting a good performance from him tonight, AJ?
Yeah, I am. To be fair, there are people, what I see on X earlier, someone was like, oh, we sold Kane and we got in Solanke, what a waste, blah, blah. The man's played 2 games for us. He was decent. He was decent against Leicester. Very decent. He was in all the right places. He just didn't finish his chances. That was his first game for us. and then he was injured, and then he played his return game after being out for a couple was against Arsenal, the toughest defence in the league by a mile, and he bossed and bullied Saliba, one of the best defenders in the league, for 40 minutes straight. Absolutely bullied him, threw him around. But like just Saliba was being
He looks
given a
bad. He looked
cold
bad.
time.
Yeah, Saliba looked bad for the first time in a long time. Yeah.
Exactly. Absolutely. And then just typical Tottenham, we didn't take our chances. We were a bit toothless. If you're the striker playing up the top end, you can only really, unless you're Harry Kane who can drop deep and start spraying the ball around. That's not Solanke's game, right? So let's not slate Solanke because he's not Harry Kane, because no other striker in world football is Harry Kane, right? Not even Erling Haaland. Haaland's a great finisher, but if you're going to ask me who do I want, Erling Haaland or Harry Kane, I'm not even considering it. It's not even a question that I want to consider. It's stupid. Harry Kane is the best, most elite striker, complete striker in world football, bar none. So comparing Dominic Solanke to him is stupid. It's stupid.
It's sort of unfair to both of them, you know.
It's ridiculous. So he's not going to be that player. He's going to play up top. The reason we brought him in is to get into the positions that our other strikers, Son, Richarlison, aren't getting into to finish off the chances. If the chances aren't coming into him, he can't convert. He can't convert what isn't there. If they're not being given to him, if he's not in a position to affect the game because the ball's not being played to him, that's not his fault. If you put the ball in the positions in the dangerous areas, he will score you goals. I've liked what I've seen from him so far. Against Arsenal, a solid, tough defence and one of the best defenders in the world. To be fair, he is one of the best defenders in the world, Saliba.
It hurts to say it. I don't. When I hear you say that, I'm like, ugh, but you're not wrong.
He manhandled him. He absolutely manhandled him. And then we kind of died off in the game. It went out with a little bit of a whimper, didn't it? There was nothing really we offered after that. But yeah, I think he plays and I think he scores tonight.
Boom! I'd love it. I'd love that for him. I'm also a big giant anime nerd, and so I want to see one of his trademark anime celebrations. Hopefully, he would do it for his first Spurs goal. I think he would. I thought this Daniel's comment fit in right with what you were saying, AJ. So I left that up. He said we need to supply Solanke better service because right now the service is pants. Jamie, would you agree that our service to Solanke so far this season has been in fact pants?
Yeah, it's not been great, and I think we all know that Brennan's going to start today. I think it'd be crazy.
You think so? I think Brennan might get a break.
No, I think as well because I saw the comments today from Ange because they did the embargo section. I'm not sure if you've read it, where they were talking about.
I haven't checked it out. No,
the situation that obviously the fans have been giving him abuse, and Ange was basically saying it's all good to give him abuse like behind a computer. If you do it face to face, you're going to get punched in the face. So, yeah, like I like Brennan. It's like we keep going on about. It is a confidence issue. I think he needs to start today, but if it doesn't go well, then there's going to be a conversation where we're going to have to start one of the youngsters in that position. Or crazy enough, I reckon Kulu will probably end up going back on the side.
I really wouldn't start him. I really wouldn't start. Brennan Johnson isn't a starter. He's a player that can come on when the legs are tired. I can't remember a single solitary game for us where he started. Actually, maybe I think one time when we played Arsenal, he started and he actually looked decent, and he got injured, I do believe.
That was very early on in his career.
That was 2-2, wasn't it?
Yeah. But with the exception of that, I can't remember a single performance where he started the game and had a good. Everything else he's done, he's looked good. Anything he's done where he's looked decent has been when he's come off the bench and he's used his pace to affect the game. I wouldn't start him. I think it's inviting more pressure on him. It's gonna cause a lot of fans to be angry with the fact that Brennan Johnson has been poor and is still getting picked. It's you can't keep playing a player that's not performing and expect the fans to be okay with it. It doesn't work.
And just
If
think
you're
what would
not good
happen
on
to
your
his
job,
confidence. Like if he got
if
hooked
you're
today. Sorry, I'm cutting you off.
exactly no, exactly. But that's why I wouldn't start him. I'd bring him on. I'd give him
Yeah.
the last 25, 30 minutes to go on and positively affect. It's easier doing it that way than starting him, giving him 60 minutes and him being on a hide into nothing and having the fans abuse him and everyone be pissed off with him.
Yeah.
Don't start him. If you start him, you're inviting so much more pressure on himself and on you as the manager. I would personally start Moore. Moore has looked exciting. He's wanted the ball in tight spaces. When in pre-season, he
Hmm.
always wanted the ball. It didn't matter who was around him, what position he was in. He'd accept the ball, he'd ride the challenges, drive into the box. With the
Yeah.
exception of Odegaard, I haven't seen that from any other winger consistently this season. Odegaard is the only one that we've got that consistently drives at the box, trying to commit his defenders. Son doesn't do it. Werner tries to do it, but forgets the ball and then has to go back for it. Like I would start more, give more 60 minutes, 65 minutes, which is good for him. That's
Yeah.
really good for him. And then also you can then swap them out and you can bring Johnson on for the last 25 minutes.
So you play more on the wing.
Yep.
Yeah, he can kind of play anywhere from what I've seen, so that makes sense. I
But
also
the only thing that irritates me with the crosses, I miss the days where we actually used to whip the cross in. It's constantly on the
Yeah.
floor at the moment, and that's the only thing. I think if we were doing that, like proper crossing the ball, 100% there'd be more goals, and I
or
think
at
we would have
least or
won
at
more
least
games.
cut him back. I think at least cut him back a little bit, not
Yeah,
just
but the
flat
way
across the face of the
Ange
goal.
sets up, he does a long passes the ball, goes straight, whacks it low. Everyone's just going to clear it. If it goes in the air, it can go anywhere because there could be a mistake. I think that's the
Yeah.
thing that we're missing big time because every other manager I know is always whipped in, not whipped on the floor.
Yeah,
So
or at least a mix up. I mean, mix it up. Don't do the same thing every time. So I agree that it's kind of frustrating to see, especially
yeah,
because it looks like they're trained to just hit them into an area and not really
exactly. And when you used
look
to
for the
see,
run.
like when I used to go and watch the games, like they were whipping it in. Who was on the end of it? Harry Kane with always a header. We're not doing that now. It's actually, we got to like walk it in, and it's not working, is it?
It's not. It's not. Simply Ace. Well, real quick, Joseph Tyler says, being a local Coventry lad, I'm looking forward to seeing my Spurs team up and close. So we've got in the chat today a Coventry specialist, somebody that knows more about Coventry than probably the rest of us. He says later on, he goes on to say, if Coventry puts some pace up top, they will hit Spurs so many times on the counterattack. So I would at least have a back four of Spence, Radu, BDV, and Udogi. And if some sort of changes are made to the back four. And I didn't know that much about them. I didn't know they were a pacey team. I mean, all teams, you've got to have pace in your front line. So, I mean, I'm not too surprised there. But, thank you for the insight, Joseph. I appreciate that big time, man. And again,
Yeah,
it is
I don't
really,
know much
really good
about
to
it
have you here.
at all, to be fair.
Yeah, no, me neither. I'm excited to be, taught a lesson today, getting schooled in the art of Coventry football today. It will be nice. I'll be working, so I'll have
Just
it
not on the
on.
pitch.
Yeah, exactly. As long as we win, and then David Clark saying Spurs fans have a record for this. 2 seasons ago, having to go at Winks when he hadn't been on the pitch for months. It's just clueless logic. And David just asking, were you talking about our having to go at Forster there? I think he might be. I'm not sure if we're off Forster or not yet. But yeah, David, big up, man. We've all seen Winks now that he's at your hometown club, Leicester. We've seen that he looks to be a better player. So yeah, I mean, it just shows what consistent playing time and the right system can do for a player. So yeah, big up, David. Big up, David Clark. So I'll kind of go back to it. If Sonny plays today, which I think that he'll get some game time. Truly, I don't think he'll miss the whole match. Do you guys see him putting a shift in? We're playing against lower league opposition, so theoretically, Sonny should be above these guys skill level theoretically. Are you expecting to see a good performance from Son if he does in fact play today? And I'll pitch that one over to my co-host Jamie first.
I'd be quite worried if he starts and doesn't put a shift in. because then it gives me no confidence for the Brentford game. But I can't see him starting, to be fair. I reckon he'd be on the bench, but if the results going our way, I don't think he'd come on at all. He'd just be there for like more support kind of thing. I don't know, AJ, what about you?
Well, first of all, we
And
have
then
YouTube. We have YouTube royalty in the house. Her ladyship, Kate, just a girl who loves Spurs. Good to see you.
Good to see.
Se- Secondly, Son, his performances of late have been absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
I'm pulling a Sean
I,
Butler and have an internet problem. Sorry about that, guys, but I'm back.
I do not want to see Son start. He doesn't deserve to start. He's done nothing. He's done nothing of late to deserve that or warrant that. I've been saying it for years with Son, and it makes me sound like I hate the guy. I don't. I love Son. I love what he's given to the club. I love him as a person. I think he's amazing. But the issue with Son is he's either very good or he is very bad. You don't get an okay performance. You don't get a six/7 out of 10 performance from Son. He's either very good or very bad. And I know what's going to happen. He'll turn up, he'll play really well against them, and then everyone will be singing about how everyone's in the mud for saying that Son was washed up. Son
Mhm.
needs. I don't care who you are, right? I don't care who you are, what position you play, how long you've been at the club. We are Tottenham Hotspur FC. We're not Sentiment FC. Yeah, it doesn't matter how long you've been with us. The badge, the crest on the front is always bigger than the name on the back. Always. It's bigger than the person in the manager's chair. It's bigger than the owners, right? Our club, first and foremost, is most important. If you are not working for the club, if you are not putting in the effort for the club, if you are not busting your ass every single second you are on the pitch, you don't deserve to be there just because you've been with us for 6, 7, 8 years. Son needs time on the bench. He needs to earn his place back. We need to start seeing performances from him. Performances not only of a player that is at his level and his ability, but performances from a player that's the leader of the team. What we're getting from him lately is nowhere near either. So no, I don't want to see him starting. If everything's going well, give him 20 minutes at the end. Give him 20 minutes with no pressure, no stress. Just get on the pitch. We're already 2 or 3 up. Go and get another goal. Go and assist. Have a decent showing. Job done. But no, he doesn't deserve to start for me.
And it's a good point as well, because obviously he could play and get injured, so he could be out even further. But I want to go back on the thing that you just said, like Graham Roberts once said in before that the name on the badge on the front is always bigger than the name on the back, which is true.
And that's why I think players like Mikey Moore
Mhm.
would do a great job, because they play for they play for the badge. And Jamie, was that a cue? Was that a cue I was supposed to take there?
No. I was just saying that was a hint. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, let me know when you want to. Let me know when you want to drop that bomb on everybody.
We can drop it if you want now. I don't mind.
Let's do it. So speaking of Graham Roberts, Jamie has something to say. Well, first of all, let everyone know on Tuesdays, we are going to start doing what we're calling legend shows. We're going to pick, a player that we deem to be a club legend, and kind of, go through some of our favorite goals of theirs, and just talk about kind of their progression at the club, their progression as players, really how they ended up at Spurs and where their career went after. And Gareth Bale is going to be the first one, and that's going to be next Tuesday. Following that, we've got Moussa Dembele the week after. That was my choice. Gareth Bale was Jamie's. And then the following Tuesday, Jamie.
Yeah, so I had a conversation, like this was the breaking news I put on the chat earlier. We are going to have Graham Roberts on the show on the 1st of October at 7 p.m. So if you guys want to join in, get all your questions in. We will ask him. He's going to be live, so he can answer your questions as well. Don't ask me how I pulled it off, but I did. So me and Colin are really excited to have him on.
I can't wait. It's going to be awesome. And we should have a guest host as well, all things go well. So
yeah, we should have a guest host as well coming on to help us with this. But yeah, Graham Roberts, the guy that won us the cup. in 1984, the European Trophy, 2 FA Cups, and we shared the Charity Shield. He is going to be on our podcast.
Can't wait. It's gonna be beautiful. So yeah, guys, we'll put something in the community section of this page for you to get your questions in, and we'll make a list and we will get those questions asked, as well as, like Jamie said, it'll be live, so you can obviously get questions in there. But if you really want to make sure they get answered, put them in the community section. That'll be just the best way. That way we can have them prepared beforehand. But yeah, we're really excited about that. AJ. Hopefully you can be there with us for that one too, man. Should be a good one.
Hopefully.
Look at this. Graham Roberts, says Monica. Yes, exactly, Graham Roberts. Jamie did it. Look what Jamie did.
Also, before that, we do have another guest coming on, which is the 30th.
I think I have that banner here too. Hold on, let me see if I got an image for that.
You guys know his brother who plays for Tottenham Hotspur?
Oh, it's not in here, but yeah, go ahead. You can go ahead and let him know.
We're having Alex Draguson, who's going to be with us at 4 p.m. on 30th of September.
We're doing our best to get some people in that you as fans want to see, want to know more about, want to talk to, and we're gonna have them on live. So you guys as fans will have your chance to to get some questions in, to communicate with them, so to speak. And we can't wait. We hope to be bringing you more stuff like this in the future. This is only the beginning. Things are only gonna go up from here, guys. So
exactly. Yeah, and exactly like that. This is why it means like you guys being members helps get these people on. So yeah, so this is all down to you guys.
Absolutely. So thank you to everybody. Thanks for everyone tuning in. If we didn't have the numbers we have, then these guys probably wouldn't want to come on. So thank you guys very much. We appreciate it. And look at this. Jess from JSY Talks Football Fan Channel is in the house, flexing her 4-month member badge, saying smash the likes. Hope you're both well. Killing it. I'm killing it. I hope you're well too, Jess. And Jamie, he's got a hurt back, but other than that, he's good, right?
Yeah, this isn't my normal setup. My wife's working from home today, so she's got the main room. But I'm bedbound because I messed up my back. So there's
You're getting
no
old,
live
man.
on the show for me today because I can't physically do it. So yeah.
You can't. No getting up and running around after we score a goal or anything for you today.
Even getting up to try and go to the toilet is a difficult thing. That's what happens when you turn 40.
I was gonna say, damn, you are old. And then Harmless Potatoes is showing his member badge too. Member for 2 months. Just a Harmless Potato saying, "Come on, you Spurs!" Boom.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Back on the Robertson. Parker says Roberts, no nonsense player who dug deep to make sure we won trophies. Yeah, 100%.
And Parker, 100%. If you get your questions in, we can ask him those questions.
Absolutely. So yeah, guys, that's an exciting one. Just a Harmless Potato has thrown in his lineup for today, and I don't know if I love this, Mr. Potato, but he says Austin in goal, a back line of Spence, Davis, Dragerson, and Gray. If you are going to put Davies in, I think you do have to play him at center back, so that is a good one there. Sahar, Kulu, Bergval in the midfield, and then a front three of Odebear, Werner, and Johnson. That would be an interesting one, to say the least.
I don't like that lineup at all, and that would scare me if I see that. AJ, what do you think?
No offense to Potato at all. I love their comments, but that lineup would absolutely terrify me. Far too many changes, far too many players that haven't had minutes that you're just expecting to hit the ground running. They might
get the job done.
In my opinion, we need to have a solid team. Know how each other plays, their strengths and weaknesses. Sprinkle that with 2-3 players that you're introducing into the team. If you start with that team, you've got nowhere to go. If you start losing, if you're 2-0 down, you're then trying to bring on Son to make a difference in that game. You're then trying to bring on Van der Ven and Romero to shore up the defence. There's only so many subs you can make. And if you're making those sorts of changes, wholesale changes, when you're losing, everyone's going to be 6s and 7s. They're going to be all over the place. I think keep it simple, make 3 changes. If we are doing well and we're winning the game 3-4-0, then you can start bringing on Spence and maybe Davies at the back, give Van der Ven time. We need to win this match. We need to win this match. That's it. Preferably by a big margin, but the win is important. We need to make sure that happens. So I don't fancy putting ourselves in a position where we're relying on players that have hardly played or had no minutes at all this season.
I think with the position that Ange has found himself in, I almost think he has no choice but to play basically a full strength squad. That's just my opinion, of course. Like I said, I'm still in the. It's funny that you have to like declare yourself one or the other. It's like, are you a Republican or are you a Democrat? That's American politics shit, obviously. But it's it's like you got to pick one or the other. Are you Ange in or are you Ange out? Are you Labor Party or are you Tory? All that beautiful stuff. And it's like you kind of have to put your foot down and say you're one or the other, which I don't love. But if I had to, I would say I'm definitely Ange in at this moment in time. But he's got to get it right today. And I don't think that he's left himself much room for error. And so I think a strong lineup is absolutely necessary tonight. Like basically full strength. I think I wouldn't be mad if he put out the exact same team as at the weekend. But I understand that that's probably not the best idea, as you can't run these players into the ground.
No, exactly. And you also got to think it's a big squad, so everyone. Otherwise, you don't want to like ruin the camaraderie kind of thing. You need to play some of the others to play.
Yeah. Joseph, our resident Coventry insider, says if not playing the right starting lineup, this could go horribly wrong. Coventry gave a strong Man United lineup last season, a good run for their money. Yeah, that's what our boy Robbo, I don't know if you caught him at the beginning, Joseph, but we had Robbo, a Man United fan, on for just a bit at the beginning, and he was saying that same thing, that he actually thought it was done and dusted at 3-0 and left and went on a walk. And then the alerts started coming in on his phone, and he noticed it was 3-3, and it went to penalties. He said it was a nail biter for him. So yeah, 100% right there, 100% right. So yeah, guys. So AJ, I know I've already kind of asked you, but again, who out of the starting lineup would you feel comfortable leaving out and changing today?
For me, Romero sits on the bench. He's made too many mistakes this season. He's a very good defender, don't get me wrong, but he's already made three mistakes that have led to goals this season. And we've only conceded 4 goals, so that's not brilliant. I'd give him a rest. I'd definitely give Maddison a rest. I'd let Bergvall come on, and because if Bergvall doesn't do anything, then Maddison can come on, right? He can come on and show his skill, his guile, and create and win us the match. If we're at that head. But I don't want to see Son play. He can come on in the last 25 minutes, but I'd go with a front three of Mikey Moore on the right, Odegaard on the left, and Solanke up front.
And I know he's not. I know he's definitely not Graham Roberts, but Mikey Moore has that same play for the badge. He looks hungry when you see him on the pitch. He definitely doesn't leave anything out there. And
all of our youngsters do. If you watched pre-season, every single time it was like night and day. Your seniors, your seasoned pros are on the pitch and they're passing the ball around, walking, strolling, not busting a gut, not breaking your neck to try and get there. And then these youngsters come on, and there's no fear. There's pride in the badge. They want to play. They want the ball. They're constantly looking for it. Bergvall, every time he got on, it didn't matter where he was or who was around him, wanted the ball. And when he got the ball, he made something happen. Whether he was turning, driving at the box, playing people in, whipping balls in out from wide, whatever he was doing was affecting the game. He was looking to pick himself up in those areas and affect the game. Mikey Moore was hungry every time. Got the ball. What did he want to do? He wanted to commit to the box, drive towards the box, commit the players. This is what you need. You need these players coming in so that the seasoned professionals understand my position isn't nailed on here. I don't get to just turn up and get a place on the pitch. It doesn't work like that. We need to give, not all of the players, we need to give the players, the young players that we can see affecting the game and being part of the future, minutes. And what better game than when we're against lower league opposition?
Excuse me. Yeah, exactly. Eamon Korea is in the house, and I butchered the pronunciation of your last name. As soon as it left my mouth, I was like, "That's not how you say that." But anyway, Eamon's here, and he says we could easily beat Coventry. This is what Ange Ball is all about. His system can beat teams from Championship and bottom half Premier League teams, but against top 10 teams, it will be tough.
Cole, can I quickly just say? Can I quickly just
Yeah.
say in regards to Amin? Amin, you were incorrect. You were everywhere in everyone's chat saying that Solanke wasn't playing, and who else wasn't playing? Was it Benson Kerr? Who was it? There were two players definitely
Oh
weren't playing. Do you
yeah,
remember? It
I
was
do. I
everywhere.
do.
They're
Yeah.
definitely not playing. They're not. No, Van der Ven, sorry. No, I know. I've heard it from sources in the club. They're not playing. They're definitely not playing. Double down, triple down on it. No, I'm sorry, sir. You are wrong.
He did put all his chips in on that. Eamon, you did. But hey, everybody gets them wrong sometimes, even the great Fabrizio Romano. So but yeah, I had forgotten all about that, AJ.
Yeah, I completely forgot about that.
It's crazy how fast my brain just completely forgets things. But yeah, that
I'm
was
like, I'm like an elephant. I don't forget.
and you won't let other people forget either, and that's why
I
we love
can
you,
just
AJ.
picture AJ having a little black book and goes, right, 10:32.
Yeah,
This is what he said.
Wrong. This person's prediction incorrect.
You better come on my stream today because I want to have a word.
Yeah. Big love, Eamon. We love you, man. And then Parker says that if Son plays, he has to question things that Ange does. I'm sure we're all kind of questioning some things that Ange does already, or at least I am. And then I think you should be able to. You have to be able to constructively criticize a manager,
I
without
can see where
hating
Parker's coming
them.
from, because it's like if we play Son again, it's like him managing your son and he's never going to be dropped, kind of thing. Does it make sense? So yeah,
that's sort of how I feel about Johnson. I feel like Johnson is his son, and
he's a
you know
big
what I
fan
mean.
of Johnson. I think he wants to prove everyone wrong, but I don't know. I've spoken enough about Johnson. I like him, but I'm not going to go into it again. But yeah,
Yeah,
it's just a confidence issue.
Absolutely. So I wanted to get through some more of these comments. Warner came on for middle against Arsenal. What's that all about? Yeah, that's true. That was a weird substitution for sure. I've seen some other people in the chat saying that they think that Werner's going to start today. Where was that? Audio Artisan reckons Werner will start tonight. I don't know how I feel about that either.
I wouldn't put it past him. If he's going to play him, he's going to play Werner on the left and then maybe Johnson or Odegaard on the right.
Yeah. I really want Odegaard to get the time. I was telling everyone I switch back and forth between saying Odegaard the correct way and Odegaard, because saying Odegaard's just more fun, to be honest.
With Matters, like Kulu has to play in that 10 role because I think he's just perfect for it now. But I would like him to partner Bergvall, have the Swedish in the middle.
Yeah, I think that could be a really good partnership. I think playing against a team, these teams from the lower leagues often play like a slightly more physical game than Premier League teams. Well, not all Premier League teams, but than some Premier League teams. So I think we're up for kind of a physical battle.
Quite well, didn't they? They both did quite well against Bayern Munich when they were both playing and we scored within, what was it, like 15, 20 odd seconds, whatever it was. And Bergvall had a good game.
He did. So AJ, would you be happy seeing Gray and Bergvall line up in the middle of in the park tonight?
Gray and Bergvall. I don't want too many interruptions to a settled team. Yes, our results haven't been there, but we're not a million miles off. But I think any changes that are going to be made need to be few, but especially to start with. I would start personally with only 3 changes. If things are going well, then you can bring other players in. You can give other players time. But if you put all your eggs in one basket and you make wholesale changes, we saw what happened against Fulham last season. He made a lot of changes. I think our squad I don't think it's as strong numerically. We're not strong in as strong in personnel, but in actual ability, it's a stronger team through and through. But you have to be careful by making. Don't forget, Coventry aren't really going to be making 7, 8, 9, 10 changes. They're going to come with the team that has been playing week in, week out. they're going to be fully fit, match sharp, ready to go. We need to be matching that. We need to be matching that. And then if we're matching that, our ability in the final third, our ability at the top end of the pitch, being that we're Premier League players, that we're a Premier League team, that will take us over the line. That will get us the victory, because our ability will shine through. But if we're not matching, if we're making the same mistakes that top teams have made against lower league oppositions in the past, you take it for granted. This is going to be an easy win. We've seen so many cup upsets through the years because that's happened. These small teams, it means everything. They put absolutely everything into it, and they go at these teams. And if you're caught cold, it's really hard to come back from. If you're not right mentally, if you think, oh, this is going to be an easy game, and you're not applying yourself in the right way, you're on a hiding to nothing. So I wouldn't mess with the team too much. Once the game is done, once we're 3-0 up, 4-0 up, then you can start looking at that if we get to that position. But it's much easier to change it and bring on players and rest your first team when we've got control of the game than it is to make wholesale changes, have it backfire, and then make the changes to bring on your top players to
try to fix the mess that you've already made for yourself. Yeah, it's
exactly.
like spilling the milk and then trying to use paper towels and mop it all up, when in reality you could just be careful and not knock the glass over to begin with. So yeah, I agree with you there, man. I don't know where that came from, but I've spilled a couple cups of milk in my day, so
You can't go wrong now with a glass of milk. So good.
Yeah, but if you spill it on the carpet, especially, not good. And I feel like us starting a weekend lineup and letting some goals in would be just effectively us spilling the milk on the carpet, and I don't want that to happen today. Simply Ace has it right. Championship teams are tough to play against. If we go strong, we will win 4-1. If we go weak, then we will lose. We lack confidence, so this is a huge game. Simply Ace, I'm with you. And guys, before I would be remiss if I didn't say, if you haven't done so already, what are you waiting for? Sub to Jose at the link below. LTL Cockerel is the name of his channel. Wonderful channel. He's actually going live directly after us in about 35 minutes ish. He'll be going on with the week 4 predictions results. He does all the cool fun predictions games, 3 different ones actually. So make sure you tune into that after this show, everybody.
I haven't checked my results yet. I don't want to because I think it was bad.
Mine was terrible, absolutely terrible. My mom kicked my ass. My mom's actually pretty good at this stuff. My mom knows her football. I think it's just from lugging me around to so many games as a kid and watching me play. And she, watches Premier League every weekend. And I don't know, she's a pretty smart lady. We need to have her on the show sometime. That'd be cool. But Adrian is here in the house. Adrian from Spurs Diehards TTID. I don't know if you were here when we announced it, but I wanted to let you know, sir, that on October the 1st, right? October the 1st?
October 1st, yep.
Yeah, we're gonna have Graham Roberts on the show. So if you have any questions you'd like to ask him, get those to us. And it's also going to be a live show, so you can ask him yourself. Everyone, please be nice, of course. Like I'm sure you all will be. I no doubt in my mind. But yeah, Graham Roberts is going to be here. It's a big thing. We're really excited for it. And I thought maybe Adrian, you would be excited as well, since I'm sure you remember all of that glory very, very, very fondly and remember it very well. So yeah, just wanted to throw that out there for Adrian. We've got some other stuff here. Basically, sorry, I'm getting lost in the sauce here, lost in the comments. Ryan says that he had a pretty dreadful week, he thinks, in the predictions game. And here is Adrian's. This is what I was looking for. Here's Adrian's predicted lineup for tonight. He says Vicario, Udogi, VDV, Dragishin, which would be sweet, Spence, then Sar, Gray, and Bentancur, Odebear, Solanke, and Kulusevski. That's not a bad lineup. And I think against the championship team, I think Kulusevski on the wing isn't a lot of people complain about him on the wing for Spurs. I think against opposition like this that he might actually be a good choice just because of his ability to hold up play, his ability to keep the ball. He's really strong on the ball, deceptively strong on the ball actually. And what do you guys think? I mean, would you be upset with Kulu on the wing, Jamie?
Yeah, I think I would. I think he's so much better in midfield. So
You're
sorry.
you're totally just taking. You're like, actually, Colin, no, like you're wrong.
No. I ain't messing about, mate. Like, look, no, I reckon Kulu, he was good on the wing when obviously it was Conte. But look, you made me get the phone to my face, microphone to my face. Kulu has to play in midfield. I think he's more dangerous that way. He's strong. He's a beast on the wing. You know what he's going to do? Run, turn, cross with his left. Get him in midfield. You don't know what he's going to do. And he's not fast, like AJ said, but he's powerful. And I think that's what we need. We need to win that midfield. And I think he's the right person to do it. So, sorry, that's my opinion. AJ,
I love it.
you agree?
Yeah. What's yours about Kulu on the wing, AJ?
I love that. I'm not messing about, mate.
You saw me. I was like, oh shit, I'm in trouble. Like hands up.
Absolutely made me chuckle. I see the merits of Hulu being out wide. He's strong. He's gonna, especially if they're gonna counter. They're gonna counter. They're not gonna give up. They're gonna knock the ball over the top, find a space, and they're gonna get down the wing. Who else do you want but Kulu in that position, coming back to help you right back, right? So we know he's going to do that, and he will put balls in, and he will put balls in for Solanke to get on the end of, like headers. But I do agree with Jamie. He's much better in the middle of it. Like he has impressed me. Between him and Madison this season in the middle of the pitch. Yes, Madison's got a couple of assists, but Kulu's been the more impressive, the more dogged, the more tenacious. Like he's impressed me every time I've seen him. Like except for the Newcastle game where I think he was in the false line, wasn't he? He was. I didn't see that game because I wasn't about, but I watched the highlights back, and I think he was operating more in the false nine position in that game. But playing through the middle, I think Kulu. I think he's a great player. He's reliable. He's strong. He's smart. Got a great left foot on him. He's got great close control of the ball when he's dribbling in the box. You've seen that, and you saw that when he set Basuma up. Like nobody wanted to put a challenge in on him because inevitably it's going to end up in a penalty.
Penalty.
So,
yeah. Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
Kulu, I understand and I can see the merits of him playing out, especially if this team are going to be trying to counter us. They're going to be set ready to be going forwards. Their defense might not be and shouldn't be so set in their ways like we did against Arsenal. Their defense was back. They were set. They weren't going anywhere. They knew exactly what they were doing. If we get against Coventry and they're looking to hit us on the counter, they're going to be concerned with going forwards, and we can exploit defensive weaknesses by putting the balls into the box for the likes of Solanke to get his head on. But I think he's better suited to the team and serves more purpose being in the middle.
Wow, so I got outvoted tonight, everybody. My two co-hosts are saying don't put Kulu on the wing. So hey, that is all good. That is all good. And then we've also got Audio Artisan asking what we think about maybe seeing Reguilon in the squad tonight. Maybe as a chance to get him in the shop window, to give him minutes against weaker opposition. AJ, do you think that's a possibility?
I completely forgot about Reguilon, to be fair. Because we were meant to, wasn't it close to being a done deal, like approaching deadline day that he was going? I completely forgot that he was even still here. I like him. I like him as a fullback, as an attack-minded fullback that's going to get down the wing and play balls in. I like him, but he doesn't fit this system. If he's playing at fullback, which he inevitably would when he comes in, I don't think he's a good enough footballer to be playing in that inverted role. So the only way I see him playing is if the formation, the setup is tweaked slightly and say the right sided fullback's inverted, but the left sided just has to go on and overlap and put crosses in. That's the only way I see him even being considered.
I was gonna say, why don't you think it's worked out for him though? Is it because Conte he didn't work out, we sent him out, and obviously Ange as well? Do you think it could be an attitude problem, or it's just the style of play?
I don't really know because he doesn't. Nothing about him screams attitude problem, and I've never heard anything anywhere that he's got an attitude. I don't know because he's a decent fullback. He's decent. He's got a great shot on him. He's got a good delivery. He's pacey. He's not brilliant defensively. He's not
Yeah.
the worst, but he's not brilliant. I don't know why it's never worked out for him, but if it's multiple managers now that he's had and he's getting loaned out consistently, something's not right somewhere.
Yes, I just don't understand it because I liked him when he first came in with Gareth Bale. I thought, oh, this guy's quite good on Jose, and then it just died down really quickly, didn't it? And he didn't have a bad. To be fair, he didn't have a bad time at Brentford. He was getting gameplay, so I just don't know if it was like maybe an attitude problem, but none of us will know, unfortunately, will it?
Roundtable's last comment has made me chuckle.
Let me find him. Oh, Kula left back and then invert the shit out of him. Yeah, not a bad plan. Not a bad plan. I mean, I think that you could definitely Kulu could be useful pretty much anywhere on the pitch, just simply for his ball retention. I mean, I know I go on and on about that, but there's almost like how it was really hard to get the ball off of Kane without fouling him. I think that Kulu's got a bit of that about him as well.
Hulu is immense. Hulu is immense at that. Absolutely immense. His progressive carries are off the charts. He is so strong on the ball. He's so clever as well. Like Harry Kane, like you just said, Harry Kane is not the fastest, but he's got enough speed to be able to get himself into the position to contest the ball. But he's so strong. He steps across and he's so smart with it that he knows where the line is, where you're going to get a foul, and he uses his body accordingly. Like I just think I like Kulu. I think it's unfair the slating he gets, the abuse that he gets. It has stopped for the most part now that he plays through the middle. But when people were saying that he's a shit footballer and that he's rubbish, and it's no, he is effective out wide. He's just more effective in the middle of the pitch. He still does a job when he's out wide. But if you had to pick, if you're filling out the team sheet and you're deciding where he goes, you're putting him in the middle.
Yeah, no, absolutely. He's important to the team. I guess I agree with your part about him being in the middle. I think on the wing today he would be fine, but you guys are not agreeing with me on that. And why am I here twice? That's weird. All right, there's only one of me. I promise. One of me is almost too many of me. Yeah, Kulu. I mean, wonderful player. I wish we still had Paratici cooking on some of our signings. I think we might be missing that a bit, and that's maybe a topic for another day. But quick question, and this is kind of going against the grain of where our questions have been headed today. But do you think had Paratici not been found guilty or whatever, and had to take sort of a backseat role in transfers, then maybe we would have gotten some different players this summer. Maybe we would have gotten was it Locatelli that was available that I think we were looking at. There was a player from Italy that we were pretty heavily linked with too. Who was that fella? He's an attacking player. Why can't I think of his name? Anyway, who?
Macheza.
Yeah, it was him. Yeah. Do you guys think that maybe we would have seen some different signings, maybe some more signings over from Serie A had he been allowed to cook?
I think Chaser would have been one that he would have pursued. I don't reckon Bergville or Archie Gray would have come in if Paratici was there. I don't know, but you would have seen a lot of players that you probably not heard of because he does that, doesn't he? And he works on like 9 or 10 deals. But I still kind of think that he does work as like an associate of the club.
Yeah, he's doing something. He's there in some capacity.
I'm just not a big fan of that Lang guy. I don't know, there's just something about him. Maybe it's just me. I just don't like him. But I think Paratici. I did like Paratici.
I did too. What about you, AJ? Do you think had Paratici been allowed to make more moves, be more directly involved in the transfers, do you think we would have seen different players come in this summer?
Possibly. I mean, it's something that we don't really know, so it's all guesswork, isn't it? But
I love guesswork. Yeah.
Ultimately, I think one thing we do know for sure is that nobody ends up at this club unless Daniel Levy okays it. I mean, you might want X, Y, and Z. No, you might want A, B, and C. But if X, Y, and Z are better options and they're cheaper, then that's who you're going to get. So, I mean, yes, he could have Paratici if he was still active in an active role at the club. He could have had some insight, some saying what was going on, but it's Daniel Levy ultimately that decides. And if it works for him, then there's a yes. If it doesn't, then it's a no.
As evidenced by the 50 million that we would not stump up for Eze. Did you guys hear the rumor
Exactly.
though that we have some kind of agreement for Eze for next summer?
But I think that's all PR, Colin. I won't read too much into it because it's just.
I don't ever buy into any of that rubbish because everyone's always. I mean, bless. Perfect example. Everybody knows somebody that knows something that nobody should know, but here it is. It's a secret, but don't tell anybody. And it never pans out. It's always rubbish. It's like, this is the thing. Things like this are kept secret because there are people's jobs at stake, right? Do you really think that if a deal is in place, and it's going to cost the club potentially, regardless of which way it goes, millions and millions of pounds, do you really think that this person's going to go home and go, oi, I've got this bit of news, but don't tell anyone. And then they're going down the pub and they're telling their friends, but oi, don't share this with anyone. Get real. It's not happening.
Do you guys play that game Telephone? Do you guys, it's like a children's game here where one person, you'll get a big line of kids and you'll tell the first kid something, you'll whisper it to them. And then they whisper it to the next kid who whispers it to the next kid and the next kid. And at the end, you see how close what the last kid heard was to what the original thing was. And
Chinese whispers.
Yeah.
And I think it's kind of like that, you know, it's things are never going to be, you're never going to get, you know, exact insight like that. You know, it's always going to be filtered through whoever it's filtered through.
It's called Chinese whispers over here. I mean, that's probably not politically correct. And if it is, don't cancel me. It's just, I'm going off of what the game's called, you know, that's fact. But that's that sort of thing is you pass something down the line and by the time it gets back to you, it's changed wholesale. So
exactly, 100%. And I'm sure that's what happens with all these rumors that we hear. Players we wanted to sign, could have signed.
Before. I'm not sure if you guys remember when I think it was Harry Redknapp was the manager, and it got leaked that we were going to get Fernando Morientes, and then I'm not sure if you guys remember that. It was all over the papers, and Harry came out and goes, I don't know where they got it from because he was so close to signing, and they went off to Liverpool. So remember that.
Yeah,
he was a good player, Fernando Morientes.
So real quick, I'm going to use the restroom. And while I go do that, we've only got a couple more minutes for the show too. We're about to end so that over at LTEL, we can get over to LTEL and watch his prediction show. The predictions reveal, the answer show. But before I do that, I just wanted to throw up this link here. Gotta be a bit of a slag. Slag's my new favorite word, by the way. It's awesome. But you know, gotta be a bit of a YouTube slag and throw up the link to join to be a member of the pod of the group. All proceeds from memberships go into helping us get people like Graham Roberts on the show. Special guests, exciting things. I don't know, Jamie, if you want to throw some more into that, and then I'll be right back, and then we can sort of end this. But I also wanted to say hi to Phil P, who's in the house. He says, "Arg, the woo is on the bench at the moment." Big up Phil P. But yeah, guys, definitely consider joining. And help us to make some better content.
Yeah, it's exactly what Colin said. Like the membership helps really a lot to get the players and legends that you guys want on. So like we said, we got Graham coming on the 1st of October at 7 p.m. That'll be on a Tuesday because obviously it works out well for Colin because it's his day off. And then we've got Alex Dragerson at 4 p.m. on the 30th. AJ, are you going to be free for any of those?
I will try my very best, my friend.
Yeah. Are you excited about the Graham Robinson coming on?
Absolutely. What a legend.
No, I'm really looking forward to him coming on. I'm trying to figure out what we're going to say to him. So that one's going to be more scripted than just completely going crazy with this one. Because obviously we need to get our facts. Because the last thing I want to do is because I think at the beginning in the back room we put Coventry beat us in 84. It was actually 87. So
we had to change that last minute. Yeah, that was almost trouble.
So no, we're really excited to have him on, and a special guest that we could be having with us as well. So So yeah, no, I'm buzzing. I was gonna say, Adrian, what's your prediction for today?
Yeah, let's get those.
Predictions for today, without seeing the team, if he's made wholesale changes, if he's
Mhm.
made 6, 7 changes, I think it could be a very rough night. I think it could be I still back us to win. I'm looking at 2-1. If he's going to go for the main core of the team with 2 or 3 changes,
Yep.
I see it being more comfortable 3-1, 4-1, that sort of scoreline. So I will say 3-1.
Boom.
3-1.
Boom. And we've got Adrian here saying Ange won't make wholesale changes tonight as he has the option to do that against Carabao next week. It's a good point. That's a team that we've played before, right? I'm sure I've seen us play. It was either in the Europa League or I think it was Europa, actually, a couple years back.
I
Can
think
either of
we
you guys
did.
corroborate that?
Can't remember because I remember I went to a lot of the European games, the conference one. I can't remember if we played them in that one because you
Yeah,
had
I
to
can't
buy.
remember.
The only way to do it to go to the conference game, you had to buy it free on the bounce or the free home wins, the free home games.
Oh, yeah.
For some reason, I know we played them before. I just can't remember when.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was gonna say I remember the name. That's a name that you don't forget. And I'm sure we beat him. I'm sure we did. Was that the game that Dele punched the dude in the stomach? No, I think that was against. I think that was
No,
Ghent,
because
maybe.
I think that one was at Wembley.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I'm not 100% sure. That I'm normally quite good at when it comes to sort of little things like this, but that's gone over my head. Don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, hey, no worries, guys. We are getting ready to end this, but if you want to throw your score predictions in, Simply Ace has got his in here. He says weak side, Coventry 2, Spurs 1. Strong side, Coventry 1, Tottenham 4. Sheesh, man. I hope to God we don't see a 2-1 Tottenham loss today. That would absolutely hurt my heart. Hurt my heart big time. And yeah, and again, guys, audio's here with his. He says 2-4, Coventry 2, Spurs 4. Damn, if we let 2 in versus Coventry, I mean, it could happen. It could absolutely happen. Adrian's saying 1-2. So it's everyone's predicting so far a close match, unless we put out our absolute strongest side, which I still wouldn't put it past Ange. I know that everybody thinks and is sure there will be rotation, but I do think that his job isn't on the line yet, but it's getting to that point, and I think he's going to need to get a win under his belt today. So I think we're going to see a strong lineup. Real quick, I wanted to get Simply Ace says that Eze would have been perfect on the right-hand side, but we went for Odebear and Archie Gray instead. And I'm happy with Archie Gray. I think Archie Gray, I don't know. I keep saying we're going to end any minute, and then I keep asking you more questions. But to me,
Yeah, but Colin, we did
Archie,
that last time, remember?
I know. We just,
for 3 hours and 23.
Exactly. Luckily today we've got a hard out so that we can get to Jose's show in time. So that's the one thing keeping us kind of on time here. Nick Roundtable Talk says 1-3. I like that a little better, Nick. Good deal. Yeah, do you guys see Archie Gray's future as an inverted fullback or a defensive midfielder? AJ?
I think it's too early to say. I mean, he's got to get minutes first. He's got to get. Let's look at how he's done after 10, 11, 12 games.
I'll ask you again after 11 or 12 games.
I think it's just at the moment without really seeing him. I mean, pre-season he was deployed in pretty much
central
all
defense.
the areas.
Yeah,
like he was, and then he was in midfield, and so it's too early to say. Give it 10 to 12 games of actually seeing him get some decent minutes under his belt, and then we can go from there, and we can judge it better.
No, I agree. Yeah, because it is true. Because he's not even made. Has he made? I can't remember. He hasn't made a start really, has he? In the Premier League so far, he might have like a little cameo. Has he had a cameo? Yes.
I don't recall seeing him. If he has, it's been fleeting, obviously. Otherwise, we would remember quite easily.
Yeah. So I reckon at some point he will get some. I don't think he will start today, but I reckon he'll make an appearance at some point today.
I think he might start, and I don't know. I just think with his pass of playing right back, and his pass of playing in the midfield, it's sort of exactly what we ask out of our inverted fullbacks, is to play kind of in the midfield, but sort of as a fullback at the same time. I think he's just got the tools, to do that. But we will have to see.
I'd feel bad if he started right back today. I'd feel bad a bit.
My internet is having an
Jets
issue.
So.
Oh, okay. No, that's all good. It's me. Sorry about that. So that might be a good indication that we should probably end this bad boy. But you said you'd feel bad. You'd feel bad if for Jed Spence missing out.
If Archie starts and goes on the right, like the inverted right back, it was like, what was the point of keeping Jed Spence? Because that's technically his position.
And he's not in the Europa League squad, so he's not going to get any minutes there.
So,
that's a good point.
I don't know.
That's a good point.
Colin, before you go, what's your prediction?
Well, here's Ryan G. He says Coventry 1, Spurs 3. I'm going to say Coventry 0, Spurs 4. Yeah.
Okay.
That's assuming that Vicario starts in goal, and that's assuming that the changes that are made are the ones that we're expecting. Dragic in for Romero. Maybe get maybe change out left back. I'm still not sure who I'd want to put there. Maybe Van de Ven at left back. But and then that's tough then, because who do you put as your other center back? Tough. But I definitely think that Destiny needs a break. But yeah, I'm still going to stick to it. Coventry 0, Spurs 4. I'll put $5 on it too, and if I win the bet, it all goes towards the channel, of course. But yeah, guys, any final things to say? I do think it is just about that time to end the show. That gives Jose a few minutes to get ready.
Yeah. I'm going to go on my prediction now. I'm going to go a little bit crazy. I'm going to go 5-1.
Ooh, Coventry 5, Spurs 1?
No. Oh my goodness.
No, I know. I was just giving you shit. I was just giving you trouble.
I'm gonna go Spurs. I'm gonna go Spurs 5-1, and I'm gonna back Dom to get 2 today.
Hell yeah! Then
Dom 2, Kulu 1, and then the others can fight out. I don't know, but yeah, I reckon those.
Boom! I love it. I like putting people on solo layouts when they didn't ask to be. So everyone, you're looking right at Jamie. Jamie's beautiful face.
Look into my eyes, not around the eyes, but the eyes.
Yeah, it's beautiful blue eyes. All right, so AJ, what's your prediction for the score tonight, buddy?
I'm sure I gave this to you 3-1.
Yeah, you said 3-1. Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
I'm on crack.
You might
Sorry
have lagging,
about
but to be fair,
I absolutely was. I think it was when I had to refresh. Sorry about that. Yeah, my internet is not digging it. My internet says
always blame the computer.
As the guy who works at, yeah, exactly. That's what everybody else does. So I mean, yeah, always blame the computer for sure. Looks like there's one more comment that I've missed. Let's see what we got here. Roundtable Talk says, I really think once Dom starts scoring, the floodgates will open. I always say this, but from your lips to God's ears, buddy, I would love nothing more than to see that. And one more time, we got to promo the old sponsors. It is Alloy Collectors, which you can find them there at their website, uk.alloycollectors.com. Let me play the video while I'm talking about them here. Get the whole effect. You can get these beautiful metal collectible kits. They have them for many different teams. I think they're adding some more teams to their lineup. And yeah, you could grab one for yourself. They make great gifts. And with the code 2sides, you get a 15% off discount. You really can't beat that. Really cool to stick on your desk, anywhere around the house, just show off your love for your favorite team in a really cool, unique way. Again, their website is uk.alloycollectors.com, and the code you want to use is 2sides, which will get you 15% off. It's a heck of a deal. Really cool product. I've actually got a bunch coming in the mail Saturday, so I can't wait to get those.
They come in as well, Colin. Mine will be here in the next 40 minutes.
Oh, we just missed having them on the show. We'll have them tomorrow.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's awesome, man. I can't wait to get them. They come in like a sheet. It's like a sheet, and then you actually get to have the fun. It's almost like a Legos or something. You get to put them together, and it's pretty cool. And I'm excited to have mine and to put them together. And yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun.
You can get them pre-made, or you can do flat packed. So,
learning stuff.
And they're bringing out the retro shirts as well. I spoke to the sponsors today, and they're working on the Spurs retro kit.
Ooh,
Can't
I
say
wonder
which
what
one yet.
year.
I know what one it is, but I can't say what it is yet. I'm not allowed.
Ooh,
But yeah, they're
mum's the word,
gonna be
huh?
coming soon. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not allowed to say. I got told not to say.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
how you know it's cool stuff. Insider,
Yeah.
the inside scoop. Dirty Sanchez just popped in, said hi. So hi, Dirty Sanchez. Sorry that you came in right as we're ending, but you can obviously rewatch this. And to anybody who is watching this on playback, thank you so much for doing so. And to
Appreciate it
everybody
so
that's
much.
been here all show, thank you so much for being here. It means a lot. We'd be three goofy guys talking to the wind if it wasn't for you all watching. And so we really do appreciate that. Not to call you two goofy. Sorry, that was rude. It'd be two cool guys and one goofy guy talking at the
And
wind.
I feel like we need to say a big thank you to AJ for like taking time out to come on as well. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, absolutely. He doesn't have his photo up, which is totally fine, but let's put AJ solo. AJ, thank you so much for joining us today. You always are down to come and help us out, and it means a ton. It means a ton to us. So thank you, AJ.
Yeah.
We appreciate you. And I'm
You're
sure everyone
welcome,
in the chat
guys.
appreciates you too.
It's always a privilege, guys. Always a privilege. Always an honor, never a chore.
Well, I feel like I have to say like thank you because Colin just forgets stuff, doesn't he?
I do. I forget all kinds of stuff. I forget all kinds of things. So yeah.
But Colin, you're not wearing your hat. Make sure you put it on.
Well, I won't ever forget that. Don't worry. I also wanted to throw up Jess showing off for a 4-month member badge. She said, smash the likes. Hope you're both well. Big up, Jess, for that.
Thank you very much.
Just a harmless potato with this 2-month member badge. So, guys, if you would like to become members like these two lovelies, the link is pinned in the chat. And as we said before, all that revenue goes towards the channel and making it better and making us more profesh, which we are always striving to be. So yeah, and then Jamie, do you want to one more time throw out the big two we've got coming on?
Yeah, so on the 30th at 4 p.m. UK time, we have Alex Dragson, the brother of Radu. He's going to come on and talk about Radu's time of obviously how becoming a footballer and what's he doing, and obviously the time about how far they got in the competition of Romania. And he's also going to ask him some questions personally on him, so it's not just like talking about his brother because it'd be a bit awkward. And then we've got a big one, Spurs legend, 1984 European Cup winner, 2 FA Cups, and shared the Charity Shield. We've got the legend himself, Graham Roberts.
Graham Roberts.
At 7 p.m.
Yes, that's going to be a big one, guys. I cannot wait for that. You don't want to miss it. You really don't. So yeah, guys, we've got some big stuff coming. Watch out. This is only the beginning. There will be more. We're working on more surprises for you guys each and every day. And with that said, everybody, don't forget to come on over to the link down below, LTEL Cockerel's channel. The show starts at 4 p.m. We're only 7 minutes away. So everybody that's here, I expect to see you over there. It's going to be a good time. So, yeah, with that, I'll say my outro thing I always say. Big love, everyone. Be good to yourself. Be good to those around you. And then what about you, Jamie? What's your you got to have a trademark outro. That's mine. You can't steal mine.
Yeah, I should, but I'm not feeling well. So I'm just going to go with it's game day. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs. And AJ, what about you, buddy?
Oh, that's hard. I didn't realize I had to have an outro. I would have penned something. I would have had something prepared. I don't know. Something along the lines of enjoy your day, make the most of it, because tomorrow's never promised. Come on, you Spurs.
100%. Absolutely. Absolutely love that, dude. Come on, you Spurs. And Ange, we trust. We got to, right? What other choice do we have? Who wants Ryan Mason back as manager? Not me. So, in Ange, we trust. And yeah, as usual, I'll play us out with the beautiful intro that Jamie has made for us. So yeah, if you guys don't have anything else, I think I'm good and done. Everyone can get on over to Jose's. You guys good?
I'm good. Yeah.
Alrighty. AJ, thanks again. Stick around in the back. Boys, I want to talk to you. But everyone else, have a lovely day and see you at LTEL in 5 minutes. Bye.